This on? This one. Good evening. How are you? The town board would like to come down here and join me, please. I'm acting supervisor John Perticone. Welcome, everyone. Standing room only. This is really good. Last month we swore in some police officers, and then, this month is good to see how some of these careers progress. And it's good to see that the promotions and the hard work that our IPD do and the great staff we have back there. And we're a safe community, and it's really good to see the young men and women progress in their careers here in town. And my hats go out to them because I know it's a lot of hard work, what they do. So we're going to get underway. We have three promotions tonight, three sergeants. The other gentleman we're going to do next month. He's under a little COVID issue, so we will do Sergeant Winton next month. So we will do him. So Chief, you want to come up and we'll get going here?
Welcome. It is an honor to stand before each and every one of you here to be a part of the swearing in of your loved ones as sergeants here at the Irondequoit Police Department. The role of sergeant is a first-line supervisor, a coach, a mentor for the officers of the police department. I'm joined by Captains Franco and Jeske tonight, and I can say that we are extremely proud of the three sergeants being sworn in tonight. First, we're going to start with Sergeant Kylie Nichols. So Kylie, if you can join us with your family. As Sergeant Nichols is making her way up here, I'll give you a brief synopsis of her career. Sergeant Nichols joined the Irondequoit Police Department in August of 2012 when she was selected to attend the police academy. Upon completion of the police academy, Sergeant Nichols was assigned to the Rural Patrol, where she served until 2017. During this assignment, Sergeant Nichols became a leader in each of the platoons she was assigned to. In 2017, Sergeant Nichols was assigned to the Community Engagement Unit, where she supervised the IPD's Crossing Guard Unit, intern program, and worked very closely with numerous volunteers and community groups. In 2018, Sergeant Nichols returned to the Rural Patrol and joined the department's firearms training unit. She also received certifications to teach patrol rifle and aerosol spray. Sergeant Nichols was also selected as a field training officer in 2018 as well. Prior to her law enforcement career, Sergeant Nichols worked at the Brighton Fire Department as a safety education coordinator and was a volunteer firefighter EMT with the St. Paul Fire Department. In October of 2021, Sergeant Nichols was selected as one of the 4 new sergeants of the Irondequoit Police Department, and she will be assigned to the 2nd Platoon upon her return from maternity leave.
You're going to hold the book, okay? You're going to hold the book? Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kylie Nichols,
I, Kylie Nichols,
do solemnly swear
that
that I will defend the Constitution
I will defend the Constitution
of the United States and the state of New York.
of the United States and the states of New York.
I will enforce all the laws
I will enforce all the laws
of the state of New York
of the state of New York
and the town of Irondequoit.
and the town of Irondequoit.
I will fulfill the duties of the rank of police sergeant
I will fulfill the duties of the rank of police sergeant
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Irondequoit Police Department.
of the Irondequoit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Say something? A couple words? No? Okay. Yeah, no, you can't. All right. You got to bring this up to Barbara, too, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, stay up here after we take a picture.
The next sergeant to be sworn in tonight is Sergeant Dominic Pronti. Sergeant Pronti, if you could join us with your family as you're sworn in. Sergeant Pronti joined the Irondequoit Police Department in January of 2016 when he too was selected to attend the police academy. Prior to joining the police department, Sergeant Pronti was a laborer in the town's Department of Public Works, as well as a manager at Salvatore's on East Ridge Road. After successfully completing the police academy, Sergeant Pronti was assigned to the overnight shift, working from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. During this time, on midnights, he received numerous training opportunities. He received certifications as a field training officer, drug recognition officer, general toxic instructor, defensive tactics instructor, firearms instructor, patrol rifle instructor, and advanced roadside impairment driving enforcement, as well as a breath analysis operator. In 2017, Sergeant Pronti was named Police Officer of the Year by his peers. In addition to this, he has received numerous top DWI awards. Sergeant Pronti became known as the go-to officer for his coworkers and new officers assigned to the overnight shift. He was always willing to lend a hand and provide proper direction. In October of 2021, Sergeant Pronti was promoted to the rank of sergeant, and he was assigned to the 3rd Platoon.
Who's going to hold the Bible on the signature? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dominic Pronti,
I, Dominic Pronti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New York.
and the state of New York.
I will enforce all the laws
I will enforce all the laws
of the state of New York
of the state of New York
and the town of Arundequoit.
and the town of Arundequoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of police sergeant
of the rank of police sergeant
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of
the
Arundequoit.
citizens of the town of Arundequoit.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Arundequoit Police Department.
of the Arundequoit Police Department.
Congratulations. Dominic, bring this over to Barbara.
Finally, the 3rd Sergeant we are swearing in tonight is Sergeant Joseph Kuhn. Sergeant, if you can join us with your family. Sergeant Kuhn joined the Arundequoit Police Department in August of 2012. Prior to joining the IPD, Sergeant Kuhn attended the Police Academy with the Monroe Community College Public Safety Department. Sergeant Kuhn also worked for the Emergency Communications Department as a dispatcher. During his time with the Arundequoit Police Department, Sergeant Kuhn has received training in many diverse areas of law enforcement. He is a certified ATV operator, motorcycle operator, police instructor, field training officer, firearms instructor, patrol rifle instructor, aerosol spray instructor, and he's also one of our department shotgun armorers. All of these trainings he will be utilizing in his position as a road patrol sergeant. In addition to the road patrol and training assignments Sergeant Kuhn he has been a leader within the town of Arundequoit's deer management program. He is our local resident expert on the administration of the program and a trusted advisor to myself, the captains, as well as the town on this extremely important town program. Beyond just being the local expert, Sergeant Kuhn has had the opportunity to speak with other departments in the state who are considering adopting this very same program. Sergeant Kuhn has been recognized numerous times with awards from the department, including 2 life-saving awards. In October of 2021, Sergeant Kuhn was promoted to the rank of sergeant, and he's currently assigned to the 1st Platoon.
I, Joseph Kuhn,
I, Joseph Kuhn,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend the Constitution of the
and
United States
and the state of New York.
and the state of New York.
I will enforce all the laws
I will enforce all the
of the
laws
state of New York
of the state of New
and
York
the town of Arundequoit.
and the town of Arundequoit.
I will fulfill the duties of rank of police sergeant
I will fulfill the duties of the rank of police
to the
sergeant
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of Arundequoit.
the citizens of the town of Arundequoit.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the town of the Arundequoit Police Department.
of the Arundequoit Police Department.
Congratulations. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the regular town board meeting on November 16th, 2021. Visitors are invited to please join the board members in rising to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Freeman.
Present.
Councilman Perdicone.
Here.
Councilwoman Romeo. Here. Councilman Weiner.
Here.
Attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
A couple things. First of all, I want to thank everyone. We had a Veterans Day, the memorial, obviously on the 11th, and the American Legion Post. I want to thank them. They really do a great job. Proud bunch of veterans on that group, that Post 134. It was good to see everybody. I want to thank everyone for attending, and I appreciate that. On December the 5th, Sunday, December the 5th, we are going to have the tree lighting at the gazebo. The a cappella group at 4 p.m. is going to sing some holiday songs. Santa is going to arrive at 4:30, and the Pioneer House Blacksmith Shop are going to be open for tours, and we will be following social distancing protocols. And there's more information if you call 336-6073. And at our workshop, we had an employee spotlight. It went to Adriana and Stephanie Schummel. They went above and beyond helping an Afghan family put together some paperwork and forms and to submit to get their family out of Afghanistan. So they went above and beyond what they were doing at the town. They took some time and helped this family out, and kudos to them for doing that. Public input, I'm going to get the list right now. We're going to limit that to 3 minutes. If anybody needs to sign up for public input, please do it. I'm going to get the list right now and then bring it up here. Okay, Pastor Stevens? Yeah, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just state your name and your address, please.
Pastor Donald Stevens, 553 Sharon Drive. Good evening, Councilmen Freeman, Perdicone, Romeo, and Werner. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. Again, my name is Pastor Donald Stevens. I represent the Baptist Ministers Alliance of the Greater Rochester area.
Donald, I'm sorry you need to bring the mic closer to you.
Okay, there we go. How's that? My name is Pastor Donald Stevens. I represent the Baptist Ministers Alliance of the Greater Rochester area. I pastor the Helping Hand Missionary Baptist Church on Joseph, and certainly co-chair Impact, which is Ministers and Police Alliance for Community Transformation. And today I want to add to the discussion of the 2022 budget. A Rodney Court Commission to Advance Racial Equity, known as ICARE, was born out of the wake of the death of Daniel Prude. This community, shaken to its core, understood at that moment a need to change, a need to address racial inequities and to stand in the gap to address systemic issues of race for Black and brown communities within this town. The town's resolution and promise to the town was that it would do better as it relates to racial disparities in this community. This would mean embracing the diversity of the community, addressing systemic racism in practice and policy, understanding that the success of the town depends on being inclusive, equitable, and diverse. Addressing all 3 points, I want to ask you a question. Did you know that in Monroe County, nearly 13% of minorities report unemployment compared to their white counterparts at 4.9%? Often, the explanation for these occurrences point to gaps in education and training. However, White people, regardless of education levels, are employed at a higher rate, which really says that discrimination in the labor market is problematic. The disparity is unacceptable, to say the least. Anecdotally, we hear that people don't want to work. But in the case of the part-time clerk position, previously founded at $18,000, that is simply not the case. Focusing more specifically on the town of Arundecoit, let's look at some of your employment statistics. 17 positions out of the 288 of your employees are minority. You want to cut part-time positions currently held by a person of color in favor of a full-time position. Rather than offering the full-time position to one of the 17 minorities who presently represent that capacity, you said in a previous board meeting things like the individual is welcome to apply. Now, statements like that, aforementioned, is fraught with racist overtones that HR, Human Resources, and hiring bodies have used for years, like you must have a degree, you must have your own transportation, all to weed out good and valuable candidates of color. The person in the current position, part-time position, is a major factor in the success of iCare and has assisted with research and addressing disparities in the police department through Executive Order 203, adding diversity in literature at the Arundecoit Public Library, just to name one of the couple of things that she has accomplished. The town, in its own words, said that they wanted to be more diverse and equitable town. And to do that, Arundecoit must embrace diversity in its staffing, addressing the systemic racism in its politics and practices, and embrace an equitable and inclusive community. Let's start by adding this position back as a line item in the budget or offer the position to the current employee. Respectfully submitted, Pastor Donald Stevens. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up for public input. If anybody else would like to come to the podium and speak. Sure, state your name and address, please.
My name is Annalisa Rogers. I live at 281 Party Road, but I'm reading this on the behalf of Courtney Schaus, who resides at 101 Covington Road. And her statement says, "Dear members of the board, my name is Courtney Schaus. I was present and provided testimony at the public hearing on November 4th, 2021 as an Arundecoit constituent and member of iCare. Tonight, I am unable to attend the meeting in person, being forced to choose between taking my last opportunity to advocate to preserve an $18,000 line item to save our part-time clerk position in the town's 2022 budget, or taking my last opportunity to support my son playing in his last symphonic band concert as a proud IHS senior. Over the last few weeks, I have shared my thoughts and observations that our government, as leaders, should be role models for fostering a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I have reminded our council members that all members pledge to support iCare and iCare's mission, to advise the Arundecoit Town Board on how it can work to make Arundecoit a community where each individual is respected, valued, and cherished regardless of their race, ethnicity, religion, or cultural identity. Ironically, when iCare did what we are supposed to do, which is to advise the board on how to make Arundecoit a community where each individual is respected, valued, and cherished regardless of the race, ethnicity, religion, or cultural identity. What I witnessed was disrespectful, condescending public treatment of Councilmember Freeman by fellow members of the council. I witnessed and felt blatant disregard for the advisement given by iCare to save the $18,000 line item that, with its removal from the 2022 budget, directly impacts and undermines the continued success of iCare and effectively removes a black-held position from our government. Again, I must say this display of contempt for an $18,000 line item to support anti-racist efforts in our town, in addition to the lack of BIPOC representation in our schools, police force, and the individuals employed by our town, shows us that our government is not genuinely committed to taking a leadership role in helping the community at large combat racism in all forms. The show of council to work so hard to preserve that $18,000 budget cut shows the dedication and persistence to undervalue the importance of advancing racial equity, as displayed by the lack of understanding of what it means to do anti-racist work just on the council among all of you who have gone through implicit bias training and still don't get it. It's unfair and unrealistic to give iCare support needs to another full-time position that already has full-time work to do. As I have stated before, iCare deserves the part-time administrative clerk position we have been given, as promised in that proclamation on Juneteenth in 2020. And the individual in this position should continue to maintain her employment with us, as undoubtedly, in addition to her professional expertise, her lived experience have greatly informed the work we are trying to do and have contributed to the advancement of iCare's mission. The town is advertising and actively recruiting to hire those new police officers promised in the 2022 budget. So yet again, I say, if we can do this, the town can find money in its 2022 budget to keep a part-time clerk position that will help the town stay accountable to fostering a more diverse, welcoming community. The town and its leadership must honor their commitment to support iCare and keep the part-time clerk position in the budget. Thank you. Courtney Schaus.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to come to the board for public input? Okay, I forgot to mention 7:35, we do have a public hearing, so. Okay, thank you. Barb?
Financial report.
Thank you. The 2021 financial results for the town as of October 31st, 2021. Total expenditures and encumbrances are $28,836,000, or 74.9% of budget, which is lower than the 83.3% of the year that has elapsed. That variance is comprised of $26,929,000 of actual expenditures, along with $1,907,000 of encumbrances. The encumbrances are reasonable at 5% of budget, as departments are still, to a degree, committing to commodities, supplies, and services for the year. Expenses in the general fund are 72.9% of budget, or $17,329,000, below the percent of the year that has elapsed. The breakdown is actual expenditures, $16,308,000, and an additional $1,021,000 of encumbrances. The highway fund expenses of $4,885,000 exceed the percent of the year that has elapsed at 86.3%. Street resurfacing and paving are the primary contributor of this variance. Actual expenditures of $4,294,000 represent 75.8% of spending, while encumbrances of $591,000 represent 10.4%. The encumbrances remaining are for fuel and asphalt in Highway 1, vehicle maintenance and equipment parts in Highway 3, and salt in Highway 4. Library expenses are $2,099,000, below budget at 78.3%. As indicated in prior reports, this total includes debt service for the library bond. The sewer fund has expensed $3,055,000, or 73.4% of budget. Stormwater drainage expenses total $517,000, or 55.3% of budget. As of October 31st, the general fund has recorded $18,476,000 of revenue, equating to 82.3% of budget. The major general fund revenues received to date include real estate tax of $11,800,000, 100% of that budget item. Pilot revenue is all in at $270,000. Sales tax of $2,572,000 represents 5 months of revenue at 54% of budget. 30.2% of mortgage tax, or $272,000, represents 3 months of activity. In October, the town received franchise cable TV revenue of $322,000, or 46.4%. Recreation program fees are favorable to budget at 84.7% in the amount of $317,000. Cemetery revenues of $161,000 of budget have been recorded. New York State aid and incentives to municipalities is expected in December. The total town summary after 10 months, total revenue for the town is $31,915,000, or 86.4% of budget. Real estate taxes total $18,135,000 across funds. The library has received 99.3% of revenue, a sum of $2,626,000. Highway has recorded $4,759,000, or 85.4% of revenue. The sewer has collected 99.8% of budget, a total of $4,070,000, and stormwater drainage has verified 97.4% of revenue at $867,000. This concludes the financial report for October 2021.
Thank you. Motion to accept the financial report.
Moved.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Approval of minutes. October 12, 2021, the workshop meeting.
Motion.
Before we have a motion, there's a correction that needs to be made on page, for October 19th. Oh, which one are we doing?
The 12th.
The 12th. Sorry. Go right ahead. My fault.
All right, October 12th. I need a motion to accept.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions, concerns? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
October 19th, 2021, the regular town board meeting.
Motion.
Moved.
Second? Nineteenth on the second. I need a second.
I will, say that what the amendment is that I
Okay,
would
you
like
can-
made.
You gonna
So-
second?
Second, I guess.
Okay, and then we'll discuss it. Go ahead.
That's fine. On what will be page 127, there is, when it lists the amendments that I made, it has it, one of them listed a date of Tuesday, August 8th, 2021. That should be June.
It was stated when I went over the disc as August.
But in the actual, information that was, written information that was provided to this board, it was June
I
8th.
know it was June, but when you gave me, when you read it and I obtained it from the disc of the meeting,
So the recording had the 8th,
The
but the information that was handed
recording
out
had
has the 9th.
August,
Was it-
and I didn't want to change that.
That's fine. Can we change that? Can I make a motion to amend this to
No, we don't.
reflect June 8th? The written document that was given
Barb
to
had-
every
what date
council
did you-
member, as well as to the town
But she
attorney.
records
was
what's the
stated
written
as
word.
August.
She's
She
recording
records
what we
what's the
say,
written word.
not what you give her. So you can make a motion, go ahead.
I honestly can't hear well enough down here to understand what was
Okay,
being
let me
changed.
I'll take
It
this
was
off.
just a different month.
The month is not correct. It should have been June 8th, Tuesday, June 8th, and not Tuesday, August 8th. And in the written documentation, which was requested by board members, for my amendment, it said that I misspoke, apparently, and I think it should reflect the correct date, because anyone reading this will look and notice that there was no workshop meeting on August 8th. It's just correcting the record.
Point of order.
Yep, go ahead.
The clerk's job isn't to make a discretionary decision, it's to record what she heard. She recorded what she heard, so I'm not in
That-
favor of this happening.
Andrew?
Yeah, so on the town law section 30, the town clerk has a discretion to set the minutes of a meeting. However, if the board has clarifications they'd like to make, it can vote on the clarifications and make them. So the discretion is in the town clerk's power to begin with. The town board can vote to approve any amendments they see fit.
All right, I have a motion and a second on the minutes. All in favor?
As written.
As written.
As written?
Well,
No.
no, not.
No one has seconded the,
Yeah,
She seconded
she
it.
seconded it.
So what are we voting on,
I
sir?
withdraw my second if that's what it takes to get this
change the
resolved. I just want the record to be correct and reflect what we have.
So I think we have a motion to correct the minutes to reflect Councilmember Freeman's proposed changes. Do we have a second?
I have no idea what the dates are to be correct. I don't know.
Can we table this then? And then you guys can look back at your documentation that you were provided with, the
Well,
written
The
documentation?
clerk wrote down what she thought, what's that?
And this is not one of the meetings that was recorded.
Yeah, she wrote down what was recorded.
She wrote down what was recorded.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as they are.
I have a motion to approve the minutes as they are. A second?
So Barb, you transcribed the date from the recording.
I heard on the recording August 8th. And that's what I put
That's
in
what she
the
wrote down.
record.
From the recording.
If it's just correcting it, amend the,
I just want to change it to June, which is in the documentation that everyone, I think, up here got us up for the comp controller.
I don't even know what we're subtly talking about. I don't even know. So.
There's a motion on the
So
floor
this is the
as
meeting
written.
minutes, so
So
at
it-
a meeting, which one are we talking about again now? Let's
This-
start all over
there's
again.
a motion to amend,
Amend which meeting
or
minutes?
just correct the minutes,
Which date?
August 10th.
August 8th.
For whatever reason, my pile does,
The
I can't even
meeting
find
that
that one.
we're talking about, he's asking if I'm
Sorry, I have
correct,
October 19th.
understanding what you're saying,
What page
Peter.
are we looking at amending the meetings minutes for exactly?
172.
Pardon me?
172.
Table this, please. We have a
What line?
very generous agenda this evening.
All right, hang on. We got a motion right now to accept the minutes as written.
I don't understand
Kimmy
what
made
the-
that motion,
I'm not,
as written. Did you read the minutes? Whatever in there. That's the motion that Kimmy made. As written, that's what Barb heard, and that's what the motion is.
That was the first motion, because I have Pete moved and Freeman seconded.
That was,
She
I
redacted.
withdrew.
she
And
reacted.
then she had
Yeah.
another
So then
motion.
Kimmy
to-
made
All
a
right, then I'll
motion.
second, I'll second Peter's motion so we can put this to a
Yeah.
vote.
Okay. So it's gonna be all in favor,
Minutes as written.
minutes as
why are we
written.
bulldozing this through when we can just ask for a couple explanations so that I can understand
Then why
what
don't
we're
we
doing?
table it?
Let's table
Because
it.
we have a very generous agenda, so
Right.
let this
Let's
motion
table
die
it.
and make a motion to table it.
Let's table it.
Before we do that, if you look at your calendar, August 8th is a Sunday. It's written here as Tuesday, August 8th. I think we are splitting hairs. I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill as opposed to just getting what it was, which was June. I'm just asking to change from August to June.
Well, there's certainly not a meeting minute on August 10th. And there is a meeting that is from June 8th.
That was the workshop.
That's
Barb,
what
just
these
the-
minutes, that's what these amendments is to
When
to
you,
amend, which is for
Go ahead,
the
Barb.
workshop meeting
Barb, go
on the
ahead.
10th.
well, I guess to me, the easiest way would just be with the correction of the date from June to, or from August to June. But that is what I heard on the desk.
I think that's the important piece of this,
Right.
sorry, point of order,
Go ahead.
sir, is that we can't be second guessing what the clerk hears. That, I would rather table this and discuss it at another time. We should have discussed it at workshop.
We didn't have, but my esteemed colleague, we didn't have minutes at workshop.
Then let's table it and discuss it
Let's
at
table it.
workshop.
I agree tabling it.
Thank you.
I have a motion to table it. I got a second? Table the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No, I'm opposed.
Okay. We'll table the minutes. Go ahead, Barb.
Okay, try this again. October 20th, 2021, the budget workshop meeting.
It's only,
I don't know how we do this
I
because there's
know.
only two of us
There's only
present.
two of us there.
Yeah, so the rest would be,
So I'll make a motion and you can second it,
I'll
but
second it.
then that's gonna be it.
That'll be it for these minutes.
okay.
Okay?
Mr.
The rest
Acting
are being
Supervisor,
worked
I
on.
have a question regarding,
Well, they need to recuse themselves because they weren't at this meeting,
Yeah,
so there's only
right.
two of us that were there.
Yeah, well, you could still take a vote, and I can't see that you wouldn't get three votes to approve the minutes, if only
All
two
right,
members
well.
were there.
All right, so I got
I'll make a motion. You
she's
can
got a
second it.
motion, I got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
no,
Say abstain, right?
we abstain, we have to abstain.
I always thought that you could vote for meeting minutes even if you weren't at the meeting.
Yeah, yes, so we've got minutes of a meeting where only two board members were present. There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes. I think we just had 2 ayes and 2 abstains. If the abstains hold, then the motion fails and the minutes will remain in draft form.
Just draft form.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm fine approving the minutes, so aye.
okay, so 3 ayes.
Okay.
And I abstained.
Abstain. Motion passed.
Mr. Supervisor, I have a question about, in our workshop, there were, listed, there were gonna be other, minutes, and I don't see them present. So has that been tabled? It should be from
she hasn't.
October 21st, October 26th, and October 27th.
The new agenda I gave you?
I'm looking right
There are
at it.
3 of them on.
Yeah,
Only
so
3.
I'm
She
just
didn't get to the
asking-
other 3.
The question I'm asking is,
No,
No, she didn't get,
they're
They're
not
not done
there.
yet.
They're not done yet. I'm
Okay.
working on them.
all right, thank you.
And
okay, Barb.
grab your other, agenda. Okay. Appointments. Number 2, authorizing the appointment of several part-time employees for the Arundecoy Community Center.
I need a motion.
Moved?
I need a second.
Second?
Katrina?
Sure, thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Mr. Supervisor. So I bring forward 7 names for part-time employees to fill vacancies that still exist at the community center. All of these individuals would fill vacancies at our front desk, as well as our fitness center and our tot drop.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I got a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 3, authorizing the hiring of a part-time school traffic guard in the Arundecoy Police Department.
Motion.
Moved?
Second?
Second.
The chief?
I don't think that mic's
I
on.
don't think that mic's on. There you go.
How's that? Okay.
Great.
Thank you. The motion, or the resolution before the town board is for the approval of Gary Novak as a part-time school crossing guard. He'd be listed as a substitute crossing guard and filling in whenever there's vacancies due to illness or other appointments or vacations of the current roster of the cross.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? I got a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? So carried.
Item number 3, authorizing the appointment to a motor equipment operator.
Motion.
Moved?
Second?
Second.
Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the board this evening is to appoint William Greep to the position of motor equipment operator within the Department of Public Works. Mr. Greep is currently a tree trimmer within the department. This is a lateral move for him with no pay increase, just a title change for Mr. Greep. Mr. Greep has been a long-standing and very valued member of the department. However, pursuant to contract, the bargaining unit with the Blue Collar, we did post this position. The interview committee consisting of myself, Deputy Commissioner McGee, and Labor Foreman Tom Albert conducted interviews with 4 different candidates. And I'm very pleased to put forth the name of Mr. Greep before the board this evening for a lateral transfer, I guess is the best way to put it, to the position of motor equipment operator.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Commissioner Kiley? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, authorizing the hiring of a building maintenance foreman.
I need a motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Jason?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution would approve the provisional appointment of Darwin Soto. Mr. Soto has worked for the past 17 years doing just this work at the Rochester Housing Authority. We interviewed up to 7 candidates, I believe, on this, and we had some competitive candidates, but Mr. Soto did rise above, and the interview committee would like to appoint him provisionally. He would need to take the next civil service examination and score in the top 3 for this.
Okay, any questions? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, filling a conservation board vacancy.
I have a motion.
Moved?
Second?
Second.
Gary?
Thank you. This resolution would appoint Aaron DeRuiter to serve on the Conservation Board and fill their final and last remaining vacancy. Aaron's professional experience includes active outdoorsman activities, landscape design, and environmental safety. So he's got a wide range of experience that we think will really complement the current board composition. He's excited to serve the town of Arundequoit, and we're happy to welcome him.
Okay, any questions for Carrie? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
There is a no, I'm a no, and the reason why is that, as I stated during the workshop, I was concerned that this particular vacancy was not widely made known to the community, and so I am a no on this vote.
Now, no. Okay.
Item number 7, pursuant to a settlement agreement with US BKNA Series 720 and 746 East Ridge Road.
I need a motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Amy?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before you is to approve a settlement for Article 7 cases that were brought against the town in 2019 and 2020. The property in question is the retail plaza on the corner of Hudson Avenue and East Ridge Road. This property has struggled with vacancy for a number of years. It was foreclosed on in 2018 and sold at auction in January of 2021. I consider the price that it sold for to be the market value, considering its struggles and deed restrictions that are put in place on the property when the Walgreens was put in. The property owner that purchased the property brought a grievance for 2021, and I reduced the assessment to the sale price. This resolution is to settle the prior 2 years of certiorari cases that were brought by the previous owner, which was the bank. The settlement lowers the assessment to $2,610,000 for 2020 and to $2,710,000 for 2019. Refunds will be paid for 2020 and 2019. The town refunds will make up approximately $7,062, and total refunds that will be paid total approximately $51,244.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Amy?
No, but I'd like to say thank you to Amy for the work that goes into making these right. It's a lot of back work, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, authorizing the adoption of the 2022 Arundequoit Conservation Board meeting schedule.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Carrie?
If you don't mind, I'll speak to the next 3 resolutions to try to
Yep.
expedite things. So this is our standard annual adoption of the schedule for the Conservation Board, the Planning Board, and the Zoning Board of Appeals. It includes the meeting dates and also we also provide submission deadlines as well that get published on the town's website and provided to incoming applicants.
Okay, I have a motion to say. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It is now 7:35.
Okay, we're gonna do the public hearing.
Actually, 7:33.
Yeah, I got a couple minutes, right?
That clock up there is not
A little
accurate.
fast.
That's right.
No, this clock isn't right?
No.
Yeah, we'll do the next 2 anyway, okay, Barb?
Okay. Item number 9, authorizing the adoption of the 2022 Arundequoit Zoning Board of Appeals meeting schedule.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so carried.
Item number 10, authorizing the adoption of the 2022 Arundequoit Planning Board workshop and meeting schedule.
Motion?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. I think we're still
Item-
there. Go ahead, Barb.
Number 11, allowing the town to create training sessions for members of various boards.
I need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second. Carrie?
Was the town board to authorize the town to generate customized training sessions that zoning board members and planning board members need to satisfy their New York State annual requirement. This provides some flexibility in addressing specific issues and also meeting training requirements.
Okay, any questions for Carrie?
Carrie, this would be open to anybody who felt they needed the training, correct?
We're going to open, any training that we offer would be offered to any volunteer or elected board members.
Thank you.
Okay. I have any other questions? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, calling for a public hearing on the matter of granting a special use permit for 720 East Ridge Road in a C Business District.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Carrie?
Batteries are dying, I do apologize. The application is for a special use permit to operate a laundry mat operation at this location. In this C Business, it does require a special use permit. This would set the public hearing date for next month and refer the matter to the planning board for comment and review.
Okay, any questions for Carrie?
Carrie, will we have an opportunity to look at things like hour of operation?
You're really dying, I do apologize. Every time I stop talking, it turns off. Yes, the hours of operation are provided, and the applicant did actually send an email that I'll forward to the board to clarify their request for the hours and how they're planning to operate.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, we'll set a public hearing. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Before we move on to the public hearing, I would like to acknowledge Mr. DeRuiter, if he'd like to, he's here. Yeah, there he is. All right. Thought you were going to get away with it, didn't you?
Thank you
Okay.
for your service, sir.
I know. Okay, I need a motion to go into the public hearing.
Moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Diana, you want to explain this a little bit, the public hearing?
Sure, thank you. This public hearing is being held regarding the Pine Grove Senior Center building. Federal money, specifically Community Development Block Grant funds, were used to make improvements at the building. The senior services have been relocated to the new community center. So this hearing is being held per federal guidelines since federal funds were utilized. This is to allow an opportunity for any comments regarding the change.
Okay, any questions for Diana? Okay, I have no one signed up for the public hearing, but if anybody would like to speak on this subject, you're more than welcome. Hearing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Okay.
Okay, Barb.
Okay, item number 13, authorizing adoption of the annual budget for the year 2022.
I need a motion to adopt the budget.
Moved?
Second?
I'd like to make an amendment to the budget.
Oh, I need a second. And then we'll discussion.
All right.
Get a second? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I'd like to, after hearing repeatedly from the people involved with iCare, that we amend the budget to include the part-time clerk taking the funding out of fund balance.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor.
Discussion?
Any discussion?
We've already discussed it
We've
at
already
length.
discussed it.
I would like to speak, thank you. This has been a several-week process that members from iCare and those who, both our commission members and those who work on the committee and those that support the work have come out and have told us as council members what it is that they need. It is the only line item that was in the budget for eye care. There is no other line item for eye care. So this is a critical need area, critical support that we need. I will urge my colleagues, my esteemed colleagues, to please consider funding this position back. And I want to thank all of the community members who have come out and spoken over the past few weeks in support of it.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to amend the budget. All in favor?
Aye?
Opposed? Opposed. Motion's denied. So with that,
I'll make a motion that we approve the budget.
I got a motion on the floor to approve the budget as is.
This motion to approve the preliminary budget, you need to call for a
Yeah.
second.
I'm a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I oppose.
I said aye.
As is? Okay.
I don't agree, but I'm not gonna blow up the entire budget.
Okay,
But I would like to speak again. Considering that
we got a motion and a second. All in favor of the budget?
I think we had the votes, so I
Ready
think,
to vote, right?
So we're fine?
Okay.
but Councilmember Freeman can make a statement, I
I
think.
thought I could. Thank you, Andrew. Seeing that the heart of eye care is to make sure that the town has advice on how to be equitable, how to be inclusive, and how to treat everyone respectfully, no matter what their race, ethnicity, and culture. I think given what we had seen tonight, we understand that we need this in our town because everyone on this board is supposed to be of equal status. But tonight's behavior, not even allowing me to clarify things and speaking over me, proves why we need eye care and why that position is very important. And so why I did not support the budget is because at some point you have to take a stand for what is right. And I believe that I am taking to stand for what is right, not just for myself, but for our community, and particularly for our young people who came out last year in droves saying that they want us to change. And that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. And again, I will completely say it again. We are continuously supporting eye care. We're not eliminating eye care. I said it last month at the public hearing. And that's more than I can say. As it continues, eye care will get supported by this board and we'll go forward with it.
One thing, I'm hopeful that when there's candidates put forth for the constituent service aid, maybe Patrina could be part of that process for interviewing. Make sure that somebody that could be aiding them, their cause effectively.
That remains to be seen. One thing I will say about this budget, and I want to thank Diana, and I want to thank Maria, and I want to thank all the department heads, because every single one of those department heads sacrificed something. I know I came to all of yous. You all gave up something because for the good of the town, and I appreciate it. We went down, we even lowered the budget we lowered the rate this year, which is a miracle in itself. I can't even believe we even got there. So I want to thank every department head. Everybody sacrificed. Everybody knew what our goal was in the end. When I came here August the 2nd, Diana came in my office and said, guess what we're starting right now? And we did. So here it is 3.5 months later, and we're finalizing the budget. But again, I want to thank everybody and every department head, the hard work that everybody puts into this budget, because it's very, very time-consuming, and I appreciate it, and that goes for everyone in this department and every department head. Thank you very much on behalf of the town. And lowering the budget in itself, like I said, I can't even believe we got there. So with that,
And John, I have one last, just to something that you said. First and foremost, I respect everyone up here and everyone who works. I understand that the departments heads have worked very hard, and I greatly appreciate the work that Diana has done as comp controller. But to say that our town board supports iCare when there is no action showing that we support iCare, by taking its only line item, by telling it that it may not be able to reserve rooms in the community center, which they were able to do any facility here, that shows that there's not that support. Actions, I want to remind everyone, speaks louder than words.
I will continue to say the town board supports our care going forward. Okay, Barb.
Okay, item number 14, authorizing an agreement with Arundecoit Ambulance for the award and use of American Rescue Plan Act funding.
I have a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Any questions, comments?
I'm glad that you see these funds going towards the good use of the
Yes.
Arundecoit ambulance.
Okay, this was part of the list that we approved a couple months ago that was brought before us. So I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, approving an employee discount for Arundecoit Community Center membership.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Katrina? Or Jason, you go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
It's okay, thank you. I can speak to this. Over the past several months, the town board has expressed an interest in providing an opportunity for all employees to utilize our new community center, and one of those options was an employee benefit. So this resolution before you would give an individual basic fitness membership to all town employees, all permanent employees, that is, with the exception of the town board. And this is an increase to the employees' compensation package. I did run this by every union, and I didn't get any complaints, so I'd like to move this resolution forward.
Okay, any comments? We talked about this at the workshop. So I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 16, authorizing the retention of firm to provide enterprise resource planning system.
I need a motion.
Moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Kevin?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is, represents a 14-month project to unify no less than 16 legacy systems, including the town's financial system, time and attendance, and HR systems into a single ERP system that that replaces legacy systems that are outdated and no longer supported. Thanks.
Okay, any questions for Kevin? I think this is a long waited. I think our department heads will look forward to this. I'm pretty sure they will. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 17, declaring surplus vehicles and authorizing auction.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the town board will allow the police department to commission Roy Teetsworth Incorporated out of Geneseo to auction two of our vehicles that are no longer used. They are on addendum A of the resolution, one being a 1992 Ford Econoline van, and the other being a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria.
Any question for the chief? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 18, approving the purchase of two 2022 Ford Utility Police Interceptor all-wheel drive vehicles.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Chief?
Thank you. So this resolution before the board would allow the purchase of two police vehicles from Van Bortle Ford, who are on the state contract. We are currently very short on vehicles, and this is a pre-purchase, as we are looking at probably about a 6 to 8 month window before these vehicles even show up to be outfitted for the officers. So if we can get ahead of the game, that's what the goal of this is.
And I know you're waiting on a couple right now, right?
Yes, sir. We're actually still waiting on 4, 2 of which
Yeah.
were ordered in January and 2 which were ordered in July.
Goodness. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 19, approving acceptance of donation to the police department.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Chief?
Thank you. The resolution before the board is to accept a monetary gift of $5,000 from the Dearna family. They are making this donation in memory of Joan Dearna, who was tragically killed in a motor vehicle accident several years ago on Bayview. The family felt it was necessary to do this for the support of the police department and to recognize the hard work of the men and women of the police department during that investigation, as well as all other investigations that they are involved in.
Okay, any questions? That was very nice of them, really. I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Barb, the next resolution has been pulled.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you. Item number 21, calling for a public hearing on local law authorizing speed reductions on Bocart Drive, Brook Trout Lane, Ontario View Street, Seneca Road from Culver Road to Seabreeze Drive, and Swillow Hills Drive from 30 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Kylie?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the board this evening officially calls a public hearing to be held during the month of December to hear input from the community on the aforementioned local law change to reduce the speed limit from 30 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour on the aforementioned streets. The town speed limit is 30 miles an hour. That is the lowest speed limit allowed by state law. As such, the only other way to reduce speeds on local roadways via signage specifically is to amend our local law to reduce speed limits in a lineal fashion as opposed to an area speed limit, which is the entire town. As such, we collect petitions through the year and as a result, periodically move through a process which is several months long to amend town code. Once the town code is amended, we then install speed limit reduction signs through these neighborhoods.
Okay, any questions for Commissioner Kylie? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 22, calling for a public hearing on a proposed local law to prohibit parking at all times on Beach Avenue.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Kylie?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the board this evening officially calls a public hearing to be held during the town board meeting scheduled in the month of December to prohibit parking on Beach Avenue between Washington Avenue and St. Paul Boulevard, a known hotspot during the summertime, which often attracts quite a many police interactions on this roadway. As a result of conversations between myself and Chief Laird, we are proposing to move forward hearing testimony from the general public to prohibit parking, again, on Beach Avenue between Washington Avenue and St. Paul Boulevard.
Okay, any questions for Commissioner Kylie?
I do. Actually, Bob, so the residents who live on that street, will they be able to park on the street, or they must park in their driveways?
There is one home that has frontage on Beach. There would be no parking at any time on Beach at this time.
All right, thank you.
Councilwoman Romeo?
I was just going to ask Commissioner Kylie, would you please describe the process for the public about how we notify for this public hearings in case they wanted to be part of it?
So notification for public hearings typically are at this juncture. So the town board meetings, those meeting minutes are posted, of course. These are recorded and then broadcast through ICAT, Facebook Live. Any interested party that resides on Washington likely has knowledge of the situation on Beach Avenue, which occurs annually during the summer months. Again, this prohibits that parking on the roadway at that location, and that is probably a long, well-known, established issue in this location. So I think the general constituency would be happy and resolved to hear that actions being taken. Unfortunately, that action, which has been discussed through the summer months, it's a several-month process to move in that direction. So again, we first call a public hearing, then have that notification, which is 30 days long. We have that public hearing. After that, the board can take that information into consideration on an action to approve or deny the resolution. So typically a 3-month process.
Thank you, sir. That's a good
very
education for those who needed it. Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 23, authorizing budget transfer and the purchase of one 2022 vehicle to be used by the Department of Public Works.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. In March of this year, this board authorized the purchase of 3 Chevy Silverados to be used by the Department of Public Works. Chevy has returned to us a denied memo for the purchase of 1 vehicle. They are granting us the purchase of 2, but not 3. As a result, we are forced to seek elsewhere and move elsewhere with the acquisition of 1 additional vehicle. And as such, we put out to bid to purchase a Ford F-150 4x4 truck, a very similar model to the Chevy Silverado, which we originally intended, with the lowest responsible bidder being Genesee Valley Ford in the value of $36,400. This purchase or intent to purchase likely will be fulfilled within a 6 to 8 month time period due to shortages within the supply chain that are affecting most things these days. And further, this does not add additional vehicles. This is actually repurchasing a vehicle purchased in the spring of this year.
Okay, any questions for Commissioner Kylie? Thanks, Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 24, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with Seabreeze Fire District.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'm very happy to put forth the resolution before the board this evening for an intermunicipal agreement with the Seabreeze Fire District. Through the years that I've been here, we have strived to move forward with all of our partner agencies within this town and getting intermunicipal agreements to ensure that if a need arises, that agency can call upon the Department of Public Works for assistance, no matter what that assistance would be. And as such, we move forward with Seabreeze Fire District here with this IMA. There is only 1 or 2 remaining fire districts in town that do not have this as part of their repertoire of assistance in case it's needed. We would be able to provide repair assistance, sweeping, resurfacing, tree trimming, a variety of different services could be rendered to the fire districts through these IMAs. That both saves tax dollars for that district and brings revenue into the town.
Okay, any questions for Commissioner Kylie? I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 25, renewing electrical services for the town of Arundecoit facilities.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Kylie. Oh, Aaron?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution would award an additional 1-year contract year for the services from Kaplan Schmidt for electrical needs throughout town facilities. So this would be for another year through 2022.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 26, authorizing the award of zero-turn lawnmower.
A motion?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Aaron? Oh, Bob, go ahead. Commissioner Kylie.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the board this evening authorizes the award for purchase of a zero-turn lawnmower. This was publicly bid. Seal bids were opened on November 8th. Brodner Equipment was the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $26,789.00. This purchase was debated within the 2022 budget, but ultimately we reallocated funds within the 2021 budget to make that purchase, ultimately to ensure that we have the vehicle, the lawnmower, by the time we need it next year.
Okay, any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 27, authorizing budget transfer and awarding bid for electric scissors lift.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution before the board this evening officially awards the bid for electrical scissor lift to Admar Construction in the amount of $26,300. An electrical lift, which has a reach to nearly 38 feet, has become critical, of course, with the opening of the community center, further with regard to any maintenance work at the Department of Public Works. As such, the invoice for this vehicle is split between the building maintenance community center budgets and an existing CIP for equipment within the Department of Public Works. This vehicle will be able to reach the skylights, to the ceiling tiles in the community center, and the HVAC system within the Department of Public Works.
Okay, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 28, revising the fee schedule for the Arundecoit Cemetery.
Okay, Deputy, motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Deputy Commissioner McGee.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. As you remember, last year was the first time we had revised the fees for the cemetery in quite some time. So this is just in an effort to each year slightly increase our rates to keep on par with other cemetery rates throughout our area. So in other areas, the state approved a 4% raise, and ours is just a 2% raise. So still staying affordable for our residents.
Okay, any questions? I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
Item number 29, authorizing the application for and acceptance of $250,000 worth of grant funding from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York from Senator Brooke.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution officially accepts the award in the amount of $250,000 for the construction of the backyard project, the redevelopment of the Town Hall campus, from State Senator Samra Brooke. This resolution would authorize the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to move forward with any grant disbursement agreements at that time. These are reimbursement programs, so likely we have good news here with regard to this resolution and the next two. Likely will not see these funds for several years from now, but certainly good news.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 30, authorizing the application for and acceptance of $250,000 worth of grant funding from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York from Assemblywoman Clark.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
A lot of
This-
money back there
This
today.
resolution, like to bring it in every once in a while. This resolution authorizes the acceptance of and allows for the execution of any and all documents necessary to put forth the $250,000 grant from Assemblywoman Sarah Clark for the purposes of the redevelopment of the Town Hall campus. Again, these are reimbursement programs, but however, we certainly do have a very good news before the board this evening for this project and one more.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 31, authorizing the application for and acceptance of $300,000 worth of grant funding from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York from Senator Brooke.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Kylie.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The last resolution with regard to grant funding is the acceptance of a $300,000 state and municipal grant, which was derived from State Senator Samra Brooke for the purposes of reconstruction of a playground here within the town of Arundecoit. This playground has been identified as Rudman Road, and ultimately these funds will be used to reconstruct that playground, taking an aging infrastructure playground which may not be as compatible for individuals with differing needs, to make it a brand-new playground for all individuals.
Any questions?
Commissioner Kylie, when do you anticipate shovels in the ground on that project, sir?
We'll defer to Deputy Commissioner McGee.
I've already started, working on a playground design and layout, so, procurement of those materials would hopefully happen over the winter, and I would like to do next year.
Thank you very much, Deputy Commissioner.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Motions, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Really, a special thanks to Senator Brooke and Assemblywoman Clark. Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. Okay, Barb?
Item number 32, awarding landscaping services at various Arundecoit town locations.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Kylie? Or, I'm sorry, Deputy Commissioner McGee?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution would award the landscaping services at our various town facilities and parks to Arundecoit Lawn and Landscape. These services are here at the Town Hall campus, varying parks, and the cemetery. So this resolution would award the amount of $44,450 to Arundecoit Lawn and Landscape.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 33, authorizing surety, form, and amount of official undertaking for the faithful performance of the duties of the town clerk and receiver of taxes and assessments.
I need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Barbara? This is yours, right?
Resolution is an annual resolution in order for us to collect taxes and for me to do my job.
To do your job. Any questions for Barbara?
I would just like to thank Barbara for doing her job.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. That looks like we are done with our work for this evening. I need a motion, adjourn the meeting.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.